up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. But you wanna get myself a lamb color custard.
Remember, I used to be that kid that every day would get rejected. Y'all got my story, the glory was painted on a song. I'm mortified but feel immortal. This pen to this paper always open up different portals. It's I and me, it's me and I'm by myself. I'm down the ride, I'm taking on the tide. Size of tsunamis touching the sky. I got a quick scan, it's time to move. Leaving everything else behind, I got something to prove. I'm just riding away, no I ain't running away. I got memories set, oh, I'm just finding my place where I belong to. Feeling glory in my soul. Hey, I'm riding away, I'm finding my place, yeah. I gotta escape, yeah, that's what I gotta do. See you on the other side, see you on the other side, see you on the other side. We all know.
Constantly changing, always rearranging, always rearranging, always rearranging. That is constantly changing, always rearranging, always rearranging. Changing, always rearranging, always rearranging,
always rearranging.
That is constantly changing. Always rearranging. Always rearranging.
Always rearranging.
Yeah, they're going to have to really, I think, show that they've improved. Like, the competition is just getting tighter and tighter as the season progresses, and I think both of these teams are capable of showing that, though. So I'm really excited to see who comes out on top today. We're going to see that Karma lock in first from New Wave Tsunami. Ooh, that's potentially a flex pick.
It could be.
I believe it's going to Ollie.
Yeah, we do see that Ollie's Nautilus has been banned out. Very smart ban on the side of RLS, keeping him away from those hook champs. Karma is one of those champions that if you can pilot them really well, you can do a lot with them. They have a lot of versatility with the shields and all that. The Thresh Jinx response, though, does make me think that RLS is kind of ready for that. And so they're like, fine, if you want to play like a more passive game, we're going to try and force some mistakes out of you. We're going to go in, try and hit you hard. So obviously New Wave picking up the Ezreal to basically be like, okay, fine, we're going to just have all of the escapes available to us. So they're kind of trying to counteract that bot lane synergy that RLS has drafted.
Yeah, and I think this could be a way to kind of fight back against Jinx in lane, is that sure, you show this Jinx Thresh, you have a lot of safety of the damage, but you will lose to getting non-interactively poked from outside of your auto attack range. So New Wave Tsunami has a game plan of their own ready to go. Volibear going to be locked in here. I like that pick a lot. Volibear is just really strong, especially in the jungle landscape with Hecarim Nurse going through on this patch. So Volibear is kind of one of the best in class jungle bruisers right now. Like, you build a chem tank, you run really fast, and then beat people up with crowd control. So, you know, it's good. Point and click CC.
Point and click CC.
Running really fast.
Yes, exactly. And look at this.
Run, stun, job's done.
Yeah, exactly. We've got some points in the split PC coming out from the side of RLS right there with the Zac. So that's going to be really nice for him to be able to grab onto the Ezreal and the Karma when he goes in for those bot lane ganks. I mean, sure, Ez might try and arcane shift his way out, but if you time it right, you're still going to snag him and pull him back a little bit. So that's going to be really, really important to see. And then you've got the Volibear, which is going to kind of, I think, synergize more with the late game dives that are going to come out of New Wave Tsunami, give them a little bit of front line. And I expect that to basically be sitting topside jungle, essentially. I do expect it to be Volibear jungle. But I kind of think that we're going to be seeing Swifty hanging out that topside, trying to get Valiancy ahead and just shut down Kyrie.
All right, kind of an interesting way the draft is played out. Both teams have elected to draft duo lane plus jungle, so we're getting a lot of targeted mid bans now. Gallia and Victor being taken off the pool. And I'm very excited to see this Zac locked in. I think in the matchup in a Volibear can be a bit tough, though, especially early. If you ever get blobbed, Volibear has enough AoE to just clap all your blobs with the Lightning Bear special, call down the Thunderstorm, and kill all your blobs. But that being said, I'm a fan of the Zachary jungle. UB is definitely a Zachary connoisseur team, and Zac is just a really good champion, you know? Like, Elastic Slingshot is as good as a lot of characters' ultimates in this game. So it's always kind of awesome to get Zac on your team.
It really is, and if I remember correctly, like a long time ago, that actually was his ulti. But I could be very wrong on that. For some reason, I keep thinking that I'm thinking back.
It did rework
way back in beta.
It used to be. Oh, okay, that was before my time.
Yeah. I'm talking like talking old man Shuriken here.
Old school.
Boomer Shuriken coming out.
All right. I do remember Kidnap Zac. That was hilarious and also kind of awful. I hated it personally, but
I liked Kidnap Zac, but I also apparently like really toxic mechanics. So that's just me. But let's get back to this. So now we're seeing we've got Malzahar and Vex. This is the first game Vex has been back in today. Now that they are available, it will be interesting to see Sunny on this Vex.
Yeah, I'm really excited that Vex has been re-enabled this patch. Vex, also known as Mizusa's 4th champion, has a lot of really powerful moves. The ultimate is just so cool. It's like a really unique way for a mid laner to play, because you kind of have this flanking reset assassin pattern, but you kind of have this mage pattern, and then you have CC, and it's just like seeing Vex players be really creative about how they apply their crowd control and how they use their mobility. I think is really cool to watch. There's a lot of skill expression. That being said, I'm surprised they just slammed that into Malzahar. The lane early is quite good for Vex, but it can be really hard to go for that big reset combo against the Malzahar passive that will stop the application of the fear, combined with Malzahar ult just nether grasping you every time you go in. So I like the Malzahar, I like the Vex as an answer, but New Wave needs to be really deliberate about how they play around the matchup and make sure they're leveraging the strengths and not giving Malzahar a chance to just nether grasp and get free kills.
Yeah, and now we've got our top laners coming out as the last two picks, the Aurelia and the Urgot. Interesting choice for the Urgot, I think, just because of the fact that you've got a lot of mobile champions on the side of New Wave. You've got Vex and Ezreal, who are going to be the two main carries that want to jump around. So they want to be moving around. That is going to, like, anytime they try to get anywhere near the Urgot, he's going to have his shotgun knees available, but hitting with that ultimate is going to be really, really crucial. And so it's like, if they manage to hit, mobility is not going to matter. You get them low enough, they're dead. But hitting it is going to be the key part.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Urgot here is picked probably mostly for the 1v1. I think it's a pretty comfortable matchup in Aurelia. Like, oh, she's moving around really fast. Guess I'll click her with my auto attack that goes automatically, you know?
It's very much it's a Dio versus Joseph Joestar. So it's like, oh, you're approaching me.
Yeah, they can just walk at each other, beat each other up. So I like that Urgot just as a strong laner to go sort of glue this comp together. And there's a lot of tools now to follow up on the Zac and on the Malzahar. Like, if you get Nether Grasp, if you hit anyone with the Zac combo, you can be sure as hell that
look at this
Jinx
early
Rocket
engage. Nice job coming out right here. We do see
tap.
good use of the Guardian of soaking up most of it. The Ignite did come out.
Hilariously, this is actually favorable for NWT because they force the Ignite out of Tephra. I guess not really force, but they get the Ignite out of Tephra, and Sunny with the trigger discipline just holds Flash the entire time. I really like that. The confidence, knowing that I'm not in danger. So
It was very, 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 very close. That was very well done.
They are rewarded with that invade ward into the red buff, so it's not for nothing.
It is not for nothing. So they're able to get some extra vision. They are going to see Volibear doing the bot to top clear, probably doing buff, Gromp, Scuttle gank. So that'll be really nice to see. And like I said, you were talking about the 1v1 being really, really important. I do think that we're going to be seeing a lot of engagement by these junglers in this top lane to try and get one of them ahead. So it'll be really interesting to see how that ends up playing out. We have seen Kyrie do very well on champions like Darius and things of that nature. So I do expect to see with this hard engage, Urgot, a lot of damage coming out right there. Valiancy getting brought exceptionally low. Kyrie not wasting the flash though in order to try and get that
Valiancy
kill.
in trouble, bro. Ooh, Kyrie is... Ooh, that's a beat down here. This is kind of the danger of the matchup. If you don't get that level 1 all-in with the fast minion stack, then you do kind of lose control of the wave for a bit, as Urgot does have much more efficient pushing power.
Yep, and we've got Tephra playing very far forward, trying to zone them off of that wave, getting a lot of agency on this bot lane for RLS. They're able to basically just kind of control the control that lane down there. I'm kind of expecting both bot and top to be pushed in most of the time.
Yeah, the big side lane prio from on both sides of the map. I think that's expected for the Urgot Aurelia interaction, but it's actually a little surprising. I think Ezreal Karma should be stronger at level 1 than Jinx Thresh. They just have more tools to interact with the wave, especially at range, but you do need to commit to doing that. Like, you don't have AoE to get control back, so if they are pushing you in, then you're just resort to wave clearing defensively from that point. Aurelia is going to farm this wave out of tower. Valiancy will heal up with that passive. And then be look to get back into fighting form. And we do have both junglers leading to the top side of the map. I think this early 2v2, though, is going to slightly favor Valiancy and Swifty.
It will favor them, especially if Valiancy is able to get their stacks up onto Aurelia, so they're able to get that fervor going. Ooh, did you see that hook through the wall? And we got the flash coming out from Sunny onto Pangosol. The Ignite has been dropped. That is going to bring Pangosol very, very low. We could be seeing the first blood coming out here in just a second. No, he's going to survive thanks to that healing pot. We got the jump in on Zac. Nice here fight in the top lane. You said that 2v2 would go in the way of NWT, but it looks like it's going the exact opposite as RLS picks up the first blood onto the Urgot and a double kill already onto Kyrie Lexion, and that is going to put RLS in the lead.
Well, yeah, there we go. That's not quite what I was expecting, but, you know, I think the early 2v2 is better for Aurelia a little bit, but not better enough that you can tank the entire Zac combo into Urgot E. So, with the position of the wave and then all that cooldowns get committed first, War Leader gets a great counter gank, turns that around to protect Kyrie, and now Kyrie's going to be super comfortable, already finishing that Tiamat. It's gonna be really hard for Valiance to get back into this lane.
Oh yeah, like I feel like that Valiancy has essentially lost control of this top lane. They're
Double
gonna have to
dagger
go for a really
Tiamat,
good.
that's-
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. And that's a very comfortable teleport coming out from Kyrie, and we see that Valiancy chose not to use theirs. I feel like that was really, really smart on Valiancy. It's going to give them more global map pressure, and while Kyrie is just very comfortable in this top lane, they can push whenever they want. Essentially, they are going to be missing out on being able to engage in a fight down by Dragon. But look at this. They're able to fight Valiancy 1v1
can turn this.
so easily, though. They're able to turn it once they get those fervor stacks up.
Yeah, that was really close, especially with the cannon wave. Like Kyrie's ahead, but you're not that far ahead. So
Not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Yeah. I think kind of overreaching from both sides. Sometimes the most dangerous threat in League of Legends is your own overconfidence. It's like sometimes you're too powerful, and it kills yourself. That's how I feel about Yasuo players. It's just like their champion's so overpowered that sometimes they kill themselves because they're too powerful.
Yes, they get too full on their own hubris and decide to
they're
let it go.
drunk on power. Oh,
I
here's
like
Swifty,
this.
though.
Swifty pushing in. The spell shield
popping
was
the
popped
passive.
just early enough. That is going to allow for a stun to come out. That is going to be a nice bit of damage coming out.
Sweet.
Swifty picking up a really clean kill on RLS.
That's such a smooth combo in the presence of mind. They wait for Sunny to, I believe, pop Pengu's Soul Shield with an auto attack, and then only then does Volibear go for the stun. And then once the Pengu's Soul stunned, there's just no way they can dodge Sunny's Fear, and they lay to the CC. It's a perfect kill conversion, and Vex is going to be the rock here for New Wave Tsunami. If they can get the Vex snowballing, if they can activate Sunny, get them moving around the map and snowballing, that could be a way that they stabilize, especially from the top lane deficit.
Yeah, if we look at the way these two teams are kind of set up, the RLS really wants these extended trades to be occurring so that Escape manages to actually get some damage off. Look at this. We got a nice fight, nice engage right here. We do see Tef flashing away just to be safe, to avoid getting bound. But if we're looking at the way these two teams are built, you've got the Aurelia, you've got the Vex, you've got the and the Ezreal. Ooh, nice engage. Valiancy wanting to continue this fight. Kyrie trying to get them loaded, but not quite able to. That's going to be the shutdown gold going over to Valiancy.
Wow, that was sick, honestly. Like, wow, I'm kind of speechless. Like, Kyrie had the wave, had the push, had ultimate, but Valiancy is confident, knows that they have the stacks to go in, and they just turn around and one-shot Kyrie with the Q combo, and it was smooth. Like, that was really nice from Valiancy, showing proficiency on this champion, and with that, they get the shutdown back, and this lane is suddenly very contested again.
It is see, that's the thing about Aurelia. Aurelia is one of those champions where they can fall behind, but once they get those fervor stacks up, they can 1v1 you fairly easily. And so you've got to be careful, and you got to make sure you're watching out for that. Nice back right here. That is a bit of a crazy. Oh my goodness! It actually gets stopped. Escape was not able to get quite away. He is going to be able to take the lantern under tower, so he is able to stay safe. But that was almost very, very bad.
Very, very bad both ways, because Teffer narrowly misses hook onto Ollie there, and Ollie got clipped by the last death sentence. I'm pretty sure they died instead, or at least have to flash, so really close.
And
wow, there's a lot of life in both of these
talking
teams.
about trigger discipline, that is a flash still held by Escape and a flash still held by a Valiancy from earlier. Like, they have been very good about not using these unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, for sure. And I think especially for Escape, like, what separates good and bad Jinx players, I think especially now that she's received so many nerfs, is their trap usage. And Escape's trap usage is so good. Like, Jinx, you toggle your gun, you auto attack, you do 80 carry stuff.
Yep.
There's not a lot that's special, but holding your traps is a big cooldown, and it's your only self-peel tool. You have to cast it at the right spot at the right moment, or you just die, or you have to flash. And Escape, every time he gets ganked, he throws the trap perfectly so that he holds all his cooldowns, he forces melee champions to walk around them, and he's out free. So the trap usage from Escape, really impressive.
It is being very, very well utilized there, and I do like this roam by Ollie being matched by War Leader to make sure that they don't do too much other than just pop the Malzahar spell shield, which doesn't really matter that much at this point because there was no gank potential. But you do see down here in the bot lane, nice vision clear by Escape, basically now just kind of poking under tower. Jinx does have a decent amount of range over Ezreal as long as they're dodging those Qs.
Yeah, and you don't even have to dodge those Qs if you're pushing Ezreal in. So we see Escape leveraging the Rocket AoE, just shove Ezreal to tower, and then Ezreal's a lot less happy. He's not going to get that free poke in when he has to deal with the wave first, blocking all the shots.
Really good zoning by New Wave Tsunami as well, as they were able to keep... sorry, I just had a thought. Seems like it's a little bit thundering over here. I've got my own tsunami I might have to be dealing with here momentarily in the middle of Texas.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't make it that far inland, because I think I'd start to worry a little bit over here in Seattle, too.
Yeah, we don't want those sea levels rising just yet.
Yeah, I think we still have at least a few more decades before catastrophic climate change ends us all, but to a more positive note. Sunny, has to be careful with your Tephra.
Ooh, look at them using that juke stick, dodging
moves.
Very nice.
Oh, Valiancy looking for this.
Valiant going in on Kyrie, and look at this 1v1 that they thought were going to be 2v1 turns into a 2v2, but it's going in favor of New Wave Tsunami. They are able to get this on. Jinx Rocket coming in, does hit Swifty, but it's just too much health in order to really get that execute off. That went very poorly for RLS. But Pengu, Tephra, Sunny is here. We've got the Ezreal ult coming up. A Malzahar shut down the poor old Vex. Vex not going to be able to get away. The Ignite comes out. That's going to be a kill for RLS. Very well done. Split decision making. I like it a lot.
Yeah, there's just kind of... It really, I felt like we were watching a poker game. Like, you know, no one knows exactly who's there. And, you know, both teams are just raising the ante. They're stacking up the chips, and then when we open our hands, I was like, sorry, we have 4 people.
And like Joshi was talking about in his article in FFS Connect, which I will get back to as we got this fight going here on top of the actually comes up the grinder as Valiancy gets shredded to pieces. We see the flash coming out from Swifty to avoid a death sentence as he almost gets taken down. I was not expecting that fight, although we probably should have, because Kyrie let themselves get very, very low to bait that in.
Yeah, this top lane is so exciting. It's so close. It doesn't matter who has the kill. Like, just the way this matchup works, it's so lopsided. Whoever gets to play the strengths of their champion will win that fight. So
yeah, no, that's exactly how it's going. And it's just making it a very, very nice fiesta up there. What I was going to refer to, though, for that 2 fights ago was target acquisition is one of the key features of Joshi's article in the FOF Connect that you've got to make sure you check out. So I feel like the split decision onto that Vex was a very key one. Look at this. We got another target acquisition right here. Ollie getting pulled right in there, just flashing away immediately. They're just like, okay, not dealing with that.
Yeah, great vision control, but doesn't look like New Wave Tsunami are going to roll over without fighting back. They're trying to play the crosspath in the mid. They get this Herald Crash for the plates. So it looks like a different prioritization here. New Wave playing from the mid tower, whereas RLS establishing for this dragon control. They really want this Earth Dragon.
They really do, and I think the resistance is on the side of RLS. It would be much more beneficial for them because they want these extended trades. They want the fights to go on longer. Unfortunately, so does Valiancy. They want the fight to go long enough for them to get their full stacks off so they can just start shredding you to pieces with those blades. So this extra bit of resistance is going to be really important for RLS, and they do manage to get the smite off fairly easy. Nice hook coming off from Tephra, getting onto reset. They are able to get the ignite off, so they're able to keep vision. We got a nice lantern to pull in Pengu Soul, but unfortunately that's just going to be the end of that engage. However, looking to the top lane, we see this fight going on right here. Valiancy getting brought exceptionally low, trying to be all fancy footwork, but unfortunately it's not going to work as the ultimate comes out, and yet another grinding kill coming out for Kyrie. And then we got the fight still going here. Malzahar getting an ult lockdown onto poor Sunny. Sunny's daylight, though, is just going to get shut down, and they're going to be put to sleep.
We're seeing the asymmetry in this draft starting to play out in favor of RLS. They get these kills, they get these big picks, and the CC is really coming into play. And unfortunately, it looks like Sunny and Valiancy, they have these mobile active champions, but they're just not able to get off the ground against all the lockdown coming out from RLS. Kyrie has been really disciplined with her ultimate usage, making sure she doesn't whiff it early, and RLS is doing a great job playing off of Pengu Soul's ultimate. You know, if they're Nethergrass to just casually line up Death Sentence, you casually charge them Zac Jump, and then they can't move for 6 continuous seconds.
It's very frustrating. It's almost as bad as getting caught in a single Morgana route.
Yeah, imagine if you had point and click Morgana route. Like that would be a pretty good spell.
Don't give Ryan ideas. They already took it, the Chem Drake's passive and gave it to Renata. So
I mean, that's basically what Malzahar ult is, though, right? Like, it's such a powerful tool, and I think you have to use it really strategically, because, like, Nether Grasp is so powerful, but Malzahar's incredibly weak without it. It's his entire power budget for his kit, so teams that are able to leverage that cooldown and use it off cooldown to farm pressure, to farm kills, they're going to find success. But it's the teams that leave the Malzahar out to dry, and he gets hung out.
oh, Tephra sacrificing themselves. They are going to get locked down as they're going to be brought over the walls. We've got 3 members of RLS, or 3 members of NWT taking down the RLS support. That was like, I think 2 or 3 ultimates burned, though, just for 1 kill.
I believe it's just Volibear ult.
It looks like Vex ult was
Vex
also
ult
used,
too.
but
Yes, Vex ult too.
on such a small cooldown that Vex ult is pretty useful as a small skirmish usage.
Yeah, most importantly, though, I think some teams are getting really good at this, is tracking the objective timers. So, for example, the next
Look at this engage right here. We've got Valiancy just going in on Kyrie, trying to shut them down, taking down their health bars very low, but it doesn't matter. Kyrie's like, you've got a full health bar, but I don't need to get rid of all of it to kill you.
Man, that was so close. Valiancy actually got a really clean combo there, but I think it's just the gold speaking too much there. Kyrie has Ninja Tabai, has Executioners, and that kind of eliminates Valiancy's counterplay options. With Kyrie taking that tower and looking to rotate out, I think the ball is really in RLS's court. They have tempo, they have control. It's going to be up to New Wave to find ways to disrupt that game plan, and I think a lot of it's going to come down to, can Aurelia scale and get off the ground? Because even if Aurealia's behind, you get to 3 items. Sure, they nerf lifesteal items a little bit, but you're going to be able to drain tank and kill Urgot in the side lane as long as you can scale.
It definitely does. And look at this right here in the bot lane. We've got Poor Escape getting caught out, reset, definitely going in hard. They are able to get the exhaust off, trying to go a little under tower to get that kill, but the heal comes out, means the execute is not going to pop off from the ultimate. Very well done by Escape, just lives up to his namesake.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny, despite all the chaos that's happened in this game, both AD carries are 0-0-0. Just want to point that out.
Pretty much.
It's supposed to just like, I'm out of here. Like, this lane's boring, and they're just like fighting in top lane. It's just, that's the way support's meant to be played, honestly. Anyone who's had
Tephra trying to find a target, they are going to catch out Swifty right here. The Death Sentence is going to come out. The Flash is going to come as well. If it had caught, RLS War Leader was already on his way.
Yeah, that's just the main advantage there. Ollie's controlling vision on the bottom side of the jungle, and it means that without their team stacking to commit for that vision, they have no way to challenge.
Look at the damage coming out from Escape's rockets.
Give me a reset getting a little bit too hungry for the tower there. They gotta relax. They gotta chill out. You know, it's tempting because you have that. Yeah, it's so juicy. So, you know, I've been there.
Yep. It's like you can just see the bag of gold is like hanging off the turret. Like, come on, you know you want it. And Escapes, they're just right there. It's like, come on, I know you want it.
Yeah. I think that's something that's like, objective bounties are really good, but dying for them can end up like sinking you deeper into the hole. You know, like sure you get the gold, but you're losing experience when you die because you're losing minion waves.
No, look at this. This is a great decision. Instead of going straight for the Drake, they've got vision control. They're going to go for this bot tower, get as much pressure as possible. And then now that they've got that, Escape is basically able to free farm this wave, and then they're just freely able to take the Ocean Drake. This is really, really big for RLS and just extending their gold lead and extending their control of this map.
Yeah, it's going to give them a really great position entering the mid game. I'm not going to say I count New Wave out yet, but I think the odds are looking really good for RLS. They have a dominant position, and they're very well positioned to snowball with this. They have Nether Grass, they have reliable tools to fight, they have Zac Engage, but they don't have a great person to match Aurelia. Urgot is ahead right now, but in a couple more items, it doesn't really matter how well you did in the early game. Aurelia will duel you in the side lane with the lifesteal. So that could be a lot of objective bounties potentially going back over to New Wave.
It very well could be, but I feel like RLS has got such a very powerful push from their 4-man, and we've seen Kyrie duel Valiancy very, very easily, so I feel like that they're not afraid. She's not afraid to go ahead and take those fights, and that's just going to allow that much more pressure to come out from RLS as they're confident that their Urgot is going to be okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, but even though, this might surprise some folks, as I am a fellow Urgot connoisseur, but Valency is really impressing me with this Aurelia gameplay. So if anyone can make that happen, I think it's Valency. They're looking for Vexor!
Ooh, that is absolutely huge. Vex going in on this Kiri. They're trying to shut this down. Jinx Rocket coming in as well. War Leader was not able to save their top laner. That is why you've got to be so careful, because like I said, the Urgot is fine in the 1v1, but in the 4v1, much.
Yeah, and there's so much really interesting map movement. This would be a really great VOD to review and study. I might go back and watch this one. Is that there's just so much interesting map movement, and because RLS is trading out pressure on the bomb side of the map, they have their carries, they have Malzahar over there. It means that there's a man advantage temporarily for New Wave Tsunami. They leverage that really effectively. They get that huge shutdown onto Aurelia, and once again, this top lane matchup continues to be volatile.
It is so volatile and absolutely ridiculous that they've just shoved themselves so far ahead of New Wave in terms of map control. If we're looking at just the gold, it's only a 4K gold lead. It's not small, but it's not an insurmountable obstacle for New Wave to overcome. But against RLS, it's going to be really tricky.
Yeah, in chess terms, RLS has a crushing attack, but they don't have a material advantage yet. All the pieces are on the board. New Wave is defending. Things are getting a little bit cramped, but if you make one blunder,
catching out Ollie getting pulled back into that. The Flay is just going to get the product super low. A little bit of heal just coming out. They just stay alive a lot longer than I think RLS expected. Now that they've got the Baron pushing right here, that is going to be a huge bounty taken off the board if they're able to sneak it. We do see Vex and Aurelia both looking to engage on this, and the rest of NWT is going to start moving that way. So it's going to be, just look at the damage, though, that Sunny takes from that.
Keep an eye on Vex.
Keeping an eye on Vex. Vex did ult, and we do see...
time's out.
I love that, Tef. I love it. This is going to be an easy Baron taken over, but that preemptive death sentence thrown out just in case the Vex decided to engage.
Yeah, really heads up play there by Tef. Just stepping out to the side, using death sentence to ward out the last minute R2, and more importantly, stepping outside the pit. That's so important because it denies Vex the opportunity for that miracle steal, that miracle teamfight reset. So really, really disciplined, controlled play from Tefra. Confident that they win the Baron, they don't need anyone to tank it, and just making sure there's no way that fight goes wrong.
None whatsoever. RLS has got this game in their hand. They know it. They are not letting go. War Leader just deciding to jump around the map. That is 5 Barons available, and for a pushing Urgot, that's exactly what they want.
They are going to need to be careful, though, because Karma with Electric Bear is a very non-interactive engage threat. So if you overstep with too few people in the wrong place, Volibear is going to run you down with the Mantra Shield from Karma behind.
Under normal circumstances, I would totally agree with you, but the level differences are just so drastic.
That is true.
And so that is just giving RLS an extra advantage because while the gold lead has extended now to 8K, or 7K, it's almost doubled at this point from when I mentioned it before. And now it's getting to that point where it's almost insurmountable. And unfortunately for NWT, coming back from a 10K gold lead happens a lot in FOF. We've seen it happen. But in this situation, not so much.
Yeah, I think this is a really big testament to Escape. And I mean, there's a lot of conversation about Escape being kind of the defining force behind RLS, especially with the departure of Anti. Kiri kind of giving Anti a run for that title, though, this game is especially, but Escape, despite being 1-0-0, has a huge lead in CS and levels.
Oh, that is a huge Aurelia stun, but it's not going to matter. They just get bounced around and knocked all over the place and taken out. They're not able to engage at all. Reset trying to get over the wall, doesn't quite manage to make it. And then we got Sunny trying to get in on that backline, but they get ripped to shreds by the damage from rapidly losing sanity. And the minds of NWT just melt as this Ocean Drake goes over to RLS.
Oh, God, it was a huge bummer for Valiancy. Valiancy has been schmoovin' all game, but unfortunately, Fengu Souls has tried schmoovin' on this, presses the R button, and activates his Nether Grasp ability. For folks who don't know, that suppresses you for 2 seconds, I believe. You can't move, and then, unfortunately, when you can't move on Aurelia, that's kind of your major defensive tool, and Valiancy simply goes down without any counterplay, so kind of a positional error there.
Just a little bit, and it does happen, but it's just something you don't want to see happen this late in the game. War Leader hanging out right by the ward. He knows that Swifty knows where he is, but he doesn't care. And then you've got Kyrie down in the bottom. She's just shoving in that bot lane. This is going to be the mid inhibitor getting brought really low. I don't think they're going to take it just yet, but they are going to have so much pressure on the map that they can essentially do whatever they want. At this point, it's kind of funny. RLS doesn't really have a lot of objectives to take other than sieging down these turrets.
Yeah, and I mean, with the turrets going down, it's pretty much just the inhibitors and the Nexus towers standing between RLS and victory. So what that means is that New Wave has to be really decisive about what fights they take. One more catastrophic fight loss is the end of the game. So when they take a fight, they need to be all in, 100% full commit, and it's not going to look pretty, but it's their only way to try and turn this around now.
And unfortunately, you've just got such powerful siege coming out from RLS. They're able to take down both of these inhibitors now, and that's just going to crack this base open so they could leave if they wanted to, but I have a feeling they might try to stick around and force this final fight.
Yeah, I think that play was quite instructive. Not for what just happened, but actually for what didn't happen. I think by giving up mid and bot inhib, New Wave Tsunami is effectively conceding the game. They're not going to be able to leave their base anymore, and they're going to get starved out, they're going to get throttled. The double inhibs will be down when Dragon Soul spawns, and it's just going to get worse and worse. So I think something that's really tough for teams is, like, it looks bad, it looks grim, but if I'm New Wave Tsunami, I actually called a fight for the bottom inhib. There's a moment where RLS is split. They have 2 in mid, 3 in bot, and you're not likely to win that fight because you're just down too much gold. But I think that's the best chance you have, is you try to take that 5v3, sacrifice one inhibitor, and then try to get kills. And if you get a big enough advantage, that can be your ticket back in the game. So I wish they had gone for that as well.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit of proactivity coming out from New Wave. I agree. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to try and drag this game out long enough to where they're able to really pop off. I don't know if they're going to have that late game damage, though, that RLS has drafted. It's not going to match up against the Jinx and the Malzahar and the Urgot. Those 3 champions are just able to do so much so quickly in these extended trades, or that it becomes really, really difficult to actually fight against them.
Right, that's like the big thing, is that New Wave doesn't lack damage, they just lack sustained damage. And because they don't have quite enough burst to guarantee the Vex reset and get the conversion, let Aurelia start stacking, it looks really bad, right? Because half your characters aren't functioning when you can't fight on your own terms.
Exactly, and so what we're going to see happen here is we're going to see a lot of pressure come out from RLS trying to shove in this top wave. NWT's got to force a fight here, because if they don't, this is going to be a free Baron that goes over to RLS. Ooh, War Leader might be kind of calling it for them. Ooh, the damage from Escape onto Reset.
Yeah, Escape almost getting the reset on Give Me a Reset, but
and I like that Fury going in, forcing the contest with Valiancy. We do see the ultimate come out, Vex ulti coming out as well, the flash to get away from Ollie. The rest of RLS kind of filtering their way down, but in the meantime, you've got Escape up there peppering that turret, taking down the objectives. Really good split decision making from RLS, as they're just like, look, we can force a fight here at the Nexus turrets, and that'll just let us take all 3 inhibitors. And now you are in a situation where there is literally nothing NWT can do to stop you from taking this Baron.
Yeah, War Leader waddling over. The blob man himself.
We do
Zachary
see Reset does have ulti. We could see a blind Ezreal ulti to steal this Baron here.
Yeah, that is one way back in the game, and you get the Miracle Objective steal. Oh, here it is. It's going.
It's coming in. The ultimate's coming in. It hits the Baron. Oh, not quite. Red team manages to just take it. The smite barely catching it before the Ezreal ulti gets there.
All right, just gonna be hopping in the replay. See that one more time. I think it goes down to like 700 hit points. Ooh, oh, smite.
Oh, the smite came in just ahead of the ultimate.
Yeah, that was close, and I'd still rather be RLS's team, even if the steal goes through. But if they get the Baron, that's potentially a way that they can stall, or at least get the minions out and maybe try to Miracle Contest or the Dragon Soul. Yeah. Anyways, Utility Monster would have lost that like 80% of the time, so definitely worth going for. You gotta keep those junglers honest with their smite.
It's true. It's true. We did see that War Leader was hanging on to his smite till the very last second. He had a whole 200 health earlier where he could have smited. This Drake, though, they're probably... RLS is thinking easy Drake take. You don't have to worry about it. Aurelia is the only one at the base right now. We do have the bully coming in, trying to steal, but not quite able to do it. The smite comes out just a little bit too early. And that is going to be poor old Swifty just taken out. We got the TP coming in. Urgot's already in the base. So is Thresh. Death Sentence coming out. Vex gets out of the way, avoids that. We got the first Nexus turret down, second Nexus turret down, and that is going to be game. Rocket coming in for some crazy steals. That is a nice fear to push them off the Nexus, but unfortunately, there is not going to be much that NWT can do, and RLS take the win.
Yeah, RLS getting their 100% run, 4 dragons, soul every structure, and then the Nexus. So there's probably an achievement for that or something.
Something
like
that.
For both teams. Man, I'm just thinking this was such an action-packed game, and I think RLS, pretty much everyone played super well. It's hard for me to think of an obvious MVP. Like Kiri would come to mind, you know. Kiri, she really held it down top lane. She got some insane fights, but she did get traded back a couple times by Valency, right? Like it wasn't like a clean win, and there was a lot of jungle intervention. I think both junglers ended up being really active.
Both junglers are really active.
Out.
Escape definitely got some really good kills, really good picks off. Unfortunately, we do see Reset sitting at 0-0-0. I think that's an FOF first, in all honesty. Just wasn't able to pull out some stuff with the Ezreal. Some exceptionally close calls. Like, I have to say, Reset got so close. There was like a clutch steal at one point, a pot and another. You hate to see it.
Yeah, I'm curious how the MVP votes go through. I personally, I think I'm going to vote for Tephra, honestly, because Tephra's play was kind of quiet. You know, you may not have... It wasn't like the flashiest thing ever, but all those big RLS fights in the mid game, almost every single one was decided by Tephra being the first move. They had the pressure bottom. Ollie was just half a tempo behind. Tephra shows up in a big way and gets that conversion. So in my mind, I think Tephra was actually the big driving strategic force behind RLS win today.
Yeah, I'd honestly put it on Kiri, just because the way that they were able to hold down that top lane, getting that stupidly powerful early lead against Valiancy just really set RLS ahead. So that'll be really, really important. That was what really, really allowed RLS to kind of get that agency online. They're like, okay, top's fine. We don't got to worry about top no more. So let's go ahead and focus on the rest of the map and things of that nature. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what the FOF Connect ends up putting out. And then got to remember, folks, we might be seeing an RLS hoodie coming out into the merch store relatively soon. Never know. They're still in this.
Yeah, really excited for other teams to participate in the wonderful merch that's now available. So, you know, if any of you need any more incentive to, say, win the championship, now you get swag on the store. I'm really excited to wear my UB hoodie as a 2-time FOF champion. So highly recommend winning if you can pull it out. It's pretty awesome.
Exactly. Well, with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back with an interview with our winners rapidly losing sanity.
Constantly changing, always rearranging. Always